The San Francisco Giants have been a very interesting team late in the offseason. You see the free agent signings, Jung-Hoo Lee out of Korea. That was an early signing, 6 years, $113 million. Jordan Hicks, he'll start. Jorge Soler, a little bit of power. And then Matt Chapman, Blake Snell, both in the month of March. There are opt-outs, but they're signed high money, short term, though, as they are now San Francisco Giants. We welcome in the president of baseball operations for the Giants, a former executive with the A's and the Dodgers, one of our favorites at the vanguard of the revolution, Farhan Zaidi. Farhan, it's Brian Kenny. Thanks so much for coming on.
Great to be here with you.
On opening day, too, for you. We have an honored spot for you, Farhan. Great to have you here. Busy off-season, as it turns out. You got busy very late. Give me your approach. Were you letting the market come to you? Were you always there with these guys? How did it work?
Well, it was really a pretty intense process throughout. From the start of the offseason, we tried to come out of the gate strong, and we're in the market at the high end of free agency, pursued numerous players there. Along the way, Jung-Hoo Lee was a high priority for us. After the Mariners trade that we made that opened up some DH at-bats, going out and getting a guy like Jorge Soler was important. And then again, I have never been part of a team or organization that made two impact signings right at the end during camp like we did this year, but it's just a testament to our ownership that they were willing to step up so late in the offseason and get our team to an even higher level. So we're really excited. Can't wait to get started.
Yeah, let's start. Matt Chapman, then. A lot of attractive parts of his game. 3 years, but he has an opt-out. Were you targeting him early, and then did the market come back to you then? How did that work specifically with Chapman?
Yeah, I mean, we were in on Matt all offseason, and despite the way the contract wound up being structured, we had interest in him on a long-term deal, but he has a sense of his worth. He didn't have the season he expected to have in 2023, partly because of some injuries he was dealing with, and he wanted to bet on himself. So we talked early in the offseason on how we wanted to create stability in the roster, sign guys to longer-term deals. That's what you saw with guys like Lee and Hicks and even Soler. So on the Chapman and Snell deals, we had to compromise a little bit on that objective, but give these guys what they wanted, which was a chance to re-enter the market. But obviously those moves are about 2024. We have a lot of belief in this team, and those guys were, unbelievable finishing pieces for us.
So Farhan, what did you see then? Let's talk Blake Snell in that, right? 2 spectacular seasons, but then there's 4 seasons in between, a lot closer to league average. Give us your read and why you believed in Snell.
Well, unfortunately, we had the memory of the numerous times he pitched against us and made us look pretty helpless. So that was firmly implanted in our memories. Obviously, Bob Melvin, his history with Blake. I mean, you just watch Blake pitch any game, and he's got 3+ pitches. He's got that quote-unquote nasty factor. He can impose his will on the competition. And even seeing, the simulated game and his bullpen that he threw for us since being in camp, despite the fact that he has a higher walk level, he has such great body control. When you're watching him, there's a lot more precision to your game than his game than the walk numbers would suggest. So again, we just think he's a dominant top of the rotation arm. He feels great physically. He thinks he conquered some of the issues he had with staying out on the mound the previous couple of years. So we're looking forward to getting a full season from him.
Jung-Hoo Lee, star out of Korea, superior fielder, not a power hitter even there. Farhan, how do you try to approximate what he will do in the United States major leagues?
I just think he has the table setter mindset. He had a great camp for us. One of the things that was most exciting was his ability to impact the ball. His exit velocities, he hit a home run at 109 miles per hour. He had a number of batted balls over 100 miles an hour, which was maybe what we were expecting to come last in this game as he adjusted to the major league level. But he's a more physical guy than I think people realize. The way he impacted the ball, in addition to the quality of his at-bats, defense, which was really exciting to see. We may be getting a complete player even sooner than we expected.
Farhan, Brandon Crawford was a big player for you through the years. He's now with St. Louis. He seems to be upset about the way things ended there. What happened with Crawford?
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, we have a young shortstop in Marco Luciano, who is not going to be starting the year on our roster, but is a guy who could impact us soon. With Brandon, it was going to be a long shadow cast on a young player trying to come up, and we were just trying to navigate that the best we could. Of course, Brandon wasn't sure himself earlier in the offseason whether he wanted to continue playing, so we had to plan accordingly. And look, he's one of the greatest players in Giants history. I have nothing but respect for him. He went to a great organization with the Cardinals, and I'm really pulling for him to have a great and successful and happy season there.
All right. And Farhan, one last thing. You were there before you went to San Francisco. What is your view of the Dodgers World Takeover?
Well, we love the competition. I mean, even the Diamondbacks coming in late with the signing of Jordan Montgomery. It's going to be a really fun division this year. No one's conceding anything. Obviously the Dodgers are going to be viewed as the favorite, but the other 4 teams in the division aren't conceding anything. And, hope springs eternal on opening day. So it's an exciting time for us to go down to San Diego to start the year and then get straight to LA for a 3-game series early next week. So that'll be a good litmus test for us. We're looking forward to it.
So you're going to set them straight right away is what you're saying. You set the tone.
Well, yeah, I mean, we sort of, we're kind of the underdogs in this now. And I think we like being in that position because we have a lot of confidence in our team. And we think we're going to play them tough. Giants open up this afternoon in San Diego. Again, that's a fascinating matchup. You guys matching each other in the offseason and during the season. Farhan, again, we'll be watching you very closely. Again, great job there, especially late jumping in. Really improved your club. Always a pleasure to have you on, and thanks for coming on opening day. Farhan, we'll talk to you again. Thank you. Thanks.